Hello, this video will explain how to create a flow map. Explains things that happen in date order in sequence. So anyway, let me just show you how this works. First of all, it's best, I feel like it's best to do the notebook sideways for a flow map. And so we're going to do just a quick one. Let's just choose World War II as an example. So let's pretend you're looking at a PowerPoint, you're listening to a lecture, you're watching a video, whatever. You are going to take notes sometimes in a flow map, which is basically what happened first, what happened second, what happened third, and it tells the story. So here is, let's go ahead and just do one and pretend we're actually experiencing a lesson. So we're going to title it, just for an example, World War II European Theater. Okay, so you're watching my video or presentation and you don't draw the boxes first. You don't know how many there's going to be, and you don't know how much writing will be in each one. The boxes can be different shapes, different sizes, but they're going to be in order, okay? So let's say we start with World War II begins. So in the lesson it's talking about September 1st, 1939. World War II begins when Hitler invaded Poland. Okay, we'll talk about World War II later in the year, but we're just using it as an example here because it's kind of familiar to a lot of people. Okay, so then that's the first box. Now we have to draw an arrow. That means what's going to come next. So the next thing is Stalin of USSR invades Poland from the east. And we'll talk more about Hitler's pact with Stalin. They hated each other, but they worked together against Poland. We'll learn about that later. All right, so the next thing that happens, major event, will be Paris, France, falls to the Nazis. They fell really quickly. Okay, and that was in 1940. Sometimes I just use years, sometimes I give exact dates because the exact date is important. Important date to remember for a test. Okay, then the next event that happens is the Battle of Britain. Where Britain's Air Force saves Britain from Hitler. We'll learn about that later as well. That happened in 1940. Let's go ahead and put the range. It was 1940 to October 1940. Okay. Now when you get to the end, you can draw an arrow because you're going to go back over here and start another row of boxes. Okay, so the next event that happens after the Battle of Britain is Pearl Harbor, the major event. And this one we'll have to remember the date for the STAR test. 1941, December 7th, a date that will live in infamy. Okay, so that was Pearl Harbor was attacked. And the U.S. enters the war. Now notice, see, if I had a box drawn, I wouldn't know how much writing I was going to do when I was taking notes. So I draw the box after completing my notes. Okay? And then June 6th is the next. 1944 is D-Day. And And that was, D-Day was on Normandy Beach. All right, so, and that's the turning point on the Western Front. Okay, and so just keeping it simple, the next thing we'll just put the Battle of the Bulge, which was December 44 through January 45. Battle of the Bulge. And this was Hitler's last offensive. And just for training purposes, we're going to go ahead and end it on the next box, which is May 1945, the fall of Berlin. And that's victory in Europe. Now remember, every time you have a thinking map, you have to do a summary at the bottom. So I've left room at the bottom for a summary. And in the future, I will ask you a question using your flow map to do some deep thinking for answering a summary question. So always leave room at the bottom of a thinking map, and this flow map needs one as well. I will have questions ready for you to in order to write a summary about your flow map. Okay, using the information in your flow map. Okay, that is a flow map, thinking map. Thank you.